In the lush kingdom of Ayaru, where baobab trees touched the sky and the rivers whispered ancient songs, there lived a wise king named Omori. He ruled fairly and was deeply respected across the land. But King Omori's heart was divided. He had two queens. The first, Queen Amora, was a blessing to the people. She was soft-spoken but strong in spirit. She rose early to help the palace cooks, played with children in the marketplace, and spent her evenings listening to the elder stories. Her generosity was quiet but vast. The second, Queen Zubida, was known for her unmatched beauty and her unkindness. She was silk imported from distant lands, gold rings on every finger, and perfume so strong they made servants cough. But her heart, it was locked behind pride, vanity, and jealousy. She saw the people as pests and her kindness was reserved only for Miras. The two queens lived in different wings of the palace, and though they shared a king, they did not share peace. Part 2, Whispers among the people. In the streets, the people whispered. Queen Amora once paid for my son's medicine. Queen Zubida refused the widow water on the hottest day. Amora plants trees. Zubida plucks flowers before they bloom. King Omori heard the whispers. He watched in silence as Amora's chambers overflowed with gifts from villagers, baskets of fruit, crafted toys, letters of thanks, while Zubida's halls echoed only with complaints and polished footsteps. Still, he held back judgment. Even two different seeds can grow under one sun, he told his council. But fate would soon demand his decision. Part 3, The Longest Drought. That year, no rains came. Crops culled and died. Wells turned to dust. Children fell sick from the heat. The kingdom's priests declared it was time for the sacred festival of rain, a tradition older than the crown itself. The two queens were each instructed to present a gift to the sky spirits. Queen Amora presented a woven basket filled with dried fruits, kola nuts, and hand-pressed oils she had quietly saved for months. She knelt, sang a lullaby of the earth, and blessed the ground with her tears. Queen Zubida strutted forward and revealed a statue of herself, carved from ivory and encrusted with coral. Let the spirits be moved by my beauty, she declared. That night, a storm rolled in. But the rain fell only over Amora's garden, where she had offered her gift. The next morning, villagers gathered in awe. Her garden overflowed with new growth. But Zubida's statue, it was cracked and covered in dust. Part 4, The Visit of the Tortoise. Soon after, a wise tortoise, said to be a messenger from the spirit world, entered Ayaru. He came dressed as a poor, old traveler and asked to visit both queens. At Queen Zubida's palace wing, he was ignored. When he approached her throne, she called him filthy and shouted, "How dare a crawling creature speak to a queen of gold?" Guards threw him out into the sand. But at Queen Amora's door, she welcomed him with warm water to bathe, roasted yam and palm oil, and even sang him a lullaby as he slept beneath her shade tree. In the morning, the tortoise revealed his true form, glowing eyes, a shell of emerald, and a voice that made the ground hum. "You have passed the test of compassion," he said. "May your kindness multiply." He tapped his shell on the ground, and Amora's home turned into a living sanctuary. Healing herbs grew at her windows, birds began nesting nearby, and her voice could calm even angry warriors. Zubida's chambers, however, began to rot. Jewels turned black, and mirrors shattered for no reason. Part 5, The King Decides. The people had seen enough. They chanted in the streets. Amora the mother. Zubida the storm. King Omori gathered both queens before his throne under the royal Iroko tree. He stood in full regalia, leopard skin, carved staff, golden crown, and addressed the kingdom. "I have waited. I have watched. But even a wise king must choose between love and pride, between life and poison." He turned to Zubida. "Your beauty fades where your cruelty grows. From this day, you are no longer queen. You shall be exiled to the Villa of Shadows, to reflect on the heart you locked away." Zubida wept, not from sorrow, but from wounded pride. No one stood by her. Not even her servants. To Queen Amora, the king bowed his head. "You, who feed the soul of this kingdom, shall sit not behind me, but beside me. The crowd erupted in cheers. Drums roared, bells rang, and the sky itself opened with gentle rain. Part 6, Ayaru's Golden Years. Under Amora's co-rule, Ayaru flourished. She built free schools where children learned history and kindness. She planted fruit trees along every road. She invited the blind, the crippled, and the forgotten into the palace each week for storytelling and laughter. She taught that a leader is a servant first. As for Queen Zubida, she lived in the Villa of Shadows, far beyond the river. Some say she grew old talking to broken mirrors. Others say she learned to tend a garden of her own. But one truth remains. Only one queen's name lives in the songs of griots, painted on market walls and whispered in bedtime stories. Queen Amora, the kind queen who made the kingdom bloom. Closing line. Where pride builds walls, kindness builds kingdoms.